All right, buddy. So here is the finished knife. I didn't do much to it. I broke the corners. You can see just barely. And I broke them with a soft, a 3M belt. So it's not like, it's not crazy. So I broke the corners on the choil, broke the corners on the spine, just enough to make it comfortable. And then you can see that friggin' line. I want to etch it so bad, but yeah, there you go. There's that. And then I cleaned up all the rough spots that came on the knife. You can still see a few tiny little spots. You can see where they ground poorly, but all in all, I mean, it's slightly better than new. It's nothing ridiculously. I didn't do a ton of work to it. Handle's still bone stock. But yeah, look at that line. Isn't that crazy? That's just from how they harden it. I wish I could do my stainless that way. It'd save me a lot of headache when the time comes to grinding that shoulder. But yeah, it cuts too. I thinned. You can see that was the factory edge. I don't remember if I sharpened it at all. I think I did, but it was just a touch up to get it to my standards for sharp. That's so weird. See that green? That's reflecting the spectrum from the LED lights. That's crazy. Anyway, but what I did is I sharpened their bevel. I didn't change anything else. And so what I did when I thinned it was I left it sharp. And again, on this very aggressive 3M belt, I brought it down until the edge was to a reasonable thickness. So it's going to cut. It's really, let me see if I can get it to focus. It's really going to cut much better than it was. And that's the safest way to thin factory knives, because you don't end up taking a ton of material off at all. It's just a reasonable, quick deal, and it makes them cut a million times better. And luckily, that's how the polish was to begin with, so I didn't have to do a ton of work. But I'll shoot this over. You can show the customer, or the purchaser, I should say. And, you guys can go from there. That's just a streak. It's not a scratch. Yeah, it's not a scratch, just a streak. So yeah, there you go. Tadafune, I guess you call it. It's a nice knife. The grind is very similar to stuff I was doing before. Remember, you can see it right there. See how it gets black at the bottom, and then it turns silver and then back to black again. Right through the center, there's a hollow on this knife. Very subtle hollow, but it's a hollow for sure. You can see it plain as day when I tip it. Pretty cool.